What happens when a city's biggest transformation comes not from ambition, but from a disaster? When one moment makes an entire city rethink where and how they live, and how did the same city become a place where people chose to slow down? And how did this calm and unhurried city turn into one of India's busiest technology and industrial hubs without losing its soul in the process? This is the story of a city learning, adapting, and becoming. This is Story of Pune. Independence wasn't the end goal for Pune. It was just a pause. The city kept moving, reshaping itself, finding new rhythms, and it kept changing and changing, but change never came free.
July 1961, monsoon season. A new dam was constructed over Ambi River, a tributary of Motha, about 50 kilometers from Pune. The structure was barely a year old, built to store water, to control floods, to fuel a growing city's future. On paper, everything looked complete. But inside the earthen walls, a critical compromise had been made.
1962 साली विधानसभेच्या निवडणुका होत्या. 1957 साली बांधायला सुरू झालेलं धरण खरं तर 1962 साली संपलं असतं बांधून. पण जर त्याच्या आधीच जर हे बांधलं गेलं तर 1962 ला पुणेकरांची मतं मिळतील या उद्देशाने घाईघाईने हे लवकर बांधण्यात आलं. हे धरण वेगळं म्हणजेच इतर धरणांपेक्षा वेगळं म्हणजेच मातीचं बांधण्यात आलं. तत्कालीन न्यूजपेपर म्हणजे वर्तमानपत्रांनी अगदी आदल्या दिवसापर्यंत धरण हे सुरक्षित आहे असंच सांगितलं गेलं होतं. पण जून जुलै 1961 ला एरवीपेक्षा जरा जास्तच पाऊस पडला. 10 जुलैला धरणाच्या दगडी केसिंग मधनं पाणी झिरपायला लागलं. बरं, नुसता पाऊस नव्हता तर वारा सुद्धा होता. त्यामुळे लाटा उसळायला लागल्या आणि या लाटा धरणाच्या भिंतीवर धडकायला लागल्या. या धडकण्यामुळे 10 जुलैला धरणाच्या भिंतीला 1 फूट रुंद ही फट पडली. 11 जुलैला लष्कराला बोलवण्यात आलं. त्यांनीही बरेच प्रयत्न केले, पण 11 जुलैला पडलेल्या मोठ्या भेगेमुळे भिंत 8 फूट खचली.
In the early hours of 12th July 1961, the wall gave away. And what followed was mayhem. Within hours, the river turned fury. Water tore through neighborhoods, erasing streets, swallowing homes, leaving thousands with nowhere to go. Some people ran to the rooftops. Some climbed all the way up to Parvati and Chaturshungi. Police dragged families out of their homes. There was no time to pack, no time to look back. Children lost sight of their parents. In a single morning, Pune was completely shattered.
या पुराची पातळी जर समजून घ्यायची असेल तर आता मी आहे नारायण पेठेमध्ये आणि तुम्हाला इथं दिसेल की या इमारतीवर पानशेत पूररेषा लिहिलेला आहे. हा जो मार्क आहे हा जवळपास 1.5 मजलावर आहे. एवढी पुराची पातळी होती. आजूबाजूला सगळी लाकडी आणि मातीची घरं होती जी संपूर्ण पाण्याखाली होती. त्यामुळे या एका इमारतीने त्या दिवशी आणि त्याच्या पुढच्या 2 दिवसांमध्ये जवळपास 150 ते 200 लोकांना आश्रय दिलेला आहे. पुण्यात दुसऱ्या दिवशी खडकवासला धरण फुटलं ही अफवा पसरली आणि पुण्यात गावात आलेले लोक पुन्हा पर्वतीवर धावायला लागले. आता घरं मोकळी होती, त्यामुळे त्या दिवशी ज्या चोऱ्या माऱ्या झाल्या त्याची काही गणतीच नाही. पुणेकरांनी ह्या काळात एकमेकांची खूप मदत केली. पूर आला असताना एकमेकांना पाण्यातनं बाहेर काढण्यात, काही वस्तू बाहेर काढण्यात, एवढंच काय लहान मुलं अडकली असतील तर त्यांना बाहेर काढण्यात मदत केली. काहींकडे जनावरं होती, गाई गुरं होती, त्यांच्या अगदी मानेपर्यंत पाणी आलं होतं. त्या जनावरांना सुद्धा बाहेर काढून सुरक्षित स्थळी नेण्याचं काम सुद्धा पुणेकरांनी केलेलं आहे. बरं, पूर ओसरल्यानंतर अनेक घरांमध्ये अक्षरशः चिखल साचला होता. एकमेकांची घरं पुन्हा वसवण्यात एकमेकांची मदत ही पुणेकरांनी केली. काहींची घरं पूर्ण उद्ध्वस्त झाली होती, मातीची घरं होती, लाकडी सांगाडा फक्त शिल्लक होता. आता घर कुठं बांधणार, कुठं राहणार, म्हणून आपल्या घरात जागा देऊन सुद्धा अनेक लोकांनी मदत केलेली आहे. त्यावेळेस तत्कालीन मुख्यमंत्री यशवंतराव चव्हाण यांनी माजी कमिशनर स गो बर्वे यांना पुनर्वसनाची जबाबदारी दिली आणि पुणे पुन्हा वसायला लागलं. यामध्ये पुणेकरांच्या लसीकरणाची व्यवस्था करण्यात आली. लष्कराची सुद्धा मदत यावेळेस घेण्यात आली होती. लष्कराने नवी पेठेच्या पुढची जागा जिथं जाडी झुडपं होती ती स्वच्छ केली आणि त्यांनी तिथं लष्करी हट्स म्हणजे ह्या अशा निसेन हट्स बांधल्या. ही निसेन हट म्हणजे एक अर्धवर्तुळाकार रचना आहे. म्हणजे ही अशी दिसते, इथे पत्र्याची रचना असते, लष्करासाठी तयार केलेली आहे. सैनिकांच्या निवासासाठी ही रचना केलेली आपल्याला दिसते. पीटर नॉर्मन निसेंट यांनी ही रचना तयार केली म्हणून यांना निसेन हट असं नाव पडलं. दुसऱ्या महायुद्धात याचा सगळ्यात जास्त वापर झालेला आपल्याला दिसतो. हे जे निसेन हट्स आपल्याला दिसत आहेत हे ज्या ठिकाणी आहे ते म्हणजे सेना दत्तपेठ. लष्कराने बांधून दिलेलं किंवा लष्कराने दिलेलं म्हणून सेना आणि देणं म्हणजे दत्त म्हणून सेना दत्तपेठ असं आज याला ओळखलं जातं. कितीही संकट आली असली, महापूर आला असला तरी पुणेकरांनी एकमेकांच्या मदतीने त्या वर्षीचा गणेशोत्सव हा धूम धडाक्यात साजरा केला, जसे ते दरवर्षी करतात. जणू काही एवढं मोठं संकट आलंच नाही अशा पद्धतीने आनंदात तो उत्सव साजरा झाला.
For a while, the city came to a halt. Normal life was completely suspended. But slowly, Pune stood back up. New neighborhoods rose in this loss. Erandwani, Sahkar Nagar, Gokhale Nagar, areas that would quietly become the pillars of Pune's future infrastructure.
Throughout its history, Pune has been broken again and again, and each time it has risen higher than before.
And this moment was no different. However, in the mid-20th century, something shifted. After centuries of political ambitions and military unrest, Pune finally exhaled. A city that once thrived on conflict and urgency had discovered peace. The restless soul slowed down, embraced routine, and finally discovered the art of stillness.
When the city center started filling up, people looked to a more retirement-oriented sort of a city. And I think this part of town especially has been planned. So you can see that there are lane numbers of Prabhat Road and there's a main, arterial road also. So this sort of planned neighborhood with gymkhanas, educational institutions became appealing for retired people. There started being an influx of pensioners. The city changed in very subtle but certain ways. We could see that there were more smaller bungalows, not those belonging to the business people of Pune, but those of everyday people who wanted to, settle here.
For decades, Pune had a reputation. Quiet roads, early dinners, people who woke up before the sun voluntarily. People came to Pune to slow down.
But while one part of Pune cooled into calm, the overlooked edges entered the furnace, forging the city's next identity. It all began in 1954. The government-run Hindustan Antibiotics set up a factory in Pimpri. This kicked off the industrial activities in Pune. Soon Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation began designing and developing the outskirts of Pune as an industrial center. Better roads were laid down. Infrastructure for sufficient water and power supply was provided. And this attracted the attention of automobile giants like Bajaj. Which started manufacturing two-wheelers and three-wheelers in Talegaon. Telco or Tata Motors followed by setting up their plant in Pimpri-Chinchwad. The proximity to top-tier engineering colleges of Pune provided an endless supply of talent to these companies.
Sumant Mulgaonkar and GRD Tata knew that there was phenomenal demand for the Tata trucks. They needed another manufacturing unit. So in the early 60s, I think 61 or something, they got land from the government in Pimpri. The first thing which they did though was the company's famous engineering research center, probably the finest research and development outfit of any Indian automobile company. A lot of people in ERC went on to do really great things. And I think in 65 or 1966, the Pune plant became operational in a small way. What Telco did then was not just make everything. They knew that talent around in Pune district, because we had got skilled and educated people all around. They said it's time that we started putting in ancillary divisions here, which will benefit not just Telco, but anyone else also who's coming into this field. So a lot of industry started coming in. Telco not only bankrolled them in the initial stages, but also gave them technical assistance all throughout.
By the 1990s, Pune was manufacturing India's premier automobiles.
If a newly married couple got their first child, when the child was born, a Bajaj scooter was booked, because at 18 years later, you will get that thing.
In 1992, when India opened its door to the global markets, world-class automobile companies like Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Fiat were finding a place to establish their headquarters in India. And what could have been more suitable for them than Pune? By the turn of the century, Pune had gained a new identity, Detroit of India.
But as the century turned, something else had arrived that would completely reshape the world. The dot-com boom that created unprecedented demand for IT and software services. And India was ready to answer the call of the rapidly changing global economy. And Pune, yet again, was the torchbearer of this revolution.
By the time the software boom knocked its door, Pune was already an industrial heavyweight. Companies like Tata Motors and Mafatlal had set up their IT support wings here, quietly preparing the grounds for the IT revolution that was to come. Without realizing it, Pune was rehearsing for its next role. Then in 1976, a pioneer arrived. Patni Computer Systems set up a base in Pune, and inside those offices, something historic was brewing. A young engineer working there looked at the future and decided to rewrite it. Along with a few colleagues, he imagined an Indian software company that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the world. In 1981, that idea became a reality. Infosys was founded in Pune by N.R. Narayan Murthy and his team, a company that would go on to become India's first IT firm listed on an American stock exchange, and eventually the face of the Indian IT industry itself. After that, there was no looking back.
So in the early 1990s, when India opened up its economy and there was a major push for export-oriented business, Government of India set up software technology park in different parts of the country, and naturally Pune was one of the first choices. Later on, MIDC, the Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, that developed Hinjewadi as a major IT hub. Today, some of the top IT companies like Infosys and Cognizant, they boast of employing more than 30,000 employees each at their Pune centers. So, this tells like how Pune has grown in the IT industry.
Pune turned into a magnet. Engineers, coders, founders, people from across India and the world poured in. Quiet villages like Kharadi, Baner, Aundh, Zavdi transformed into buzzing tech corridors almost overnight. Today, Pune is a global city, a powerhouse for IT, automobile, education, and global capability centers.
Pune was never just a one thing. It is a river fed with 1,000 streams of time. And even now, as it changes its course, one truth remains. The story of Pune keeps flowing, and it has not reached the sea yet.